All right, so Posit just launched a new platform called Posit Connect Cloud, which is supposed to make it super easy to be able to publish and share applications and interactive documents and things like that that you build with Python and R. If you look on their website, it says it's three simple steps: authenticate with GitHub, select a repo with your code, and deploy and share. And so today we're gonna run through a full example of building an R Shiny app from scratch and deploying it here just to see how easy it is. Okay, so the first step you're going to take is go to the URL of the platform, connect.posit.cloud. And if it's your first time here, you're going to go and sign up. And the only option you have right away is to sign up with GitHub, as that's the only way they allow you to create an account for now. And so you need to have a GitHub account set up. I've already created my account, so I'm just going to log in. Should authenticate. And I already have tried this with a different application, but this is kind of what the platform looks like when you log in. You kind of build a little profile, and what they're going for here is for you to kind of have this public repository of analytic content that you're producing for people to see. And so we have it. We have this here, and what we're going to want to do eventually to deploy our new app is we're just going to come up here and hit our publish button, and it's going to go through and help us configure what we need to get our app out there. So the first thing we need to do is put our code into a repository. And so what we're first going to do is go out to GitHub and just create a new repository. And this is going to contain the source code for our application, and so I'm going to call it Connect Cloud Demo App. Works. Say it's the source code for an R Shiny app hosted on Posit Connect Cloud. One thing you have to do, the way Connect Cloud works now, is you need your repository to be public, and then we're going to go ahead and add a README, and then create our repository. So I have this initialized repo, nothing in it yet, but it's there, so we're going to let that sit for now. So now we actually have to go and develop our application. And so I'm actually going to use Posit Cloud to build the Shiny application, and this is just accessed at posit.cloud. And so this is an actual separate platform that Posit has that you can actually develop data science work. You get access to R and Python tools from the browser, and you can build applications and code here online, so you don't have to do it locally. So I already have an account here. Also, I authenticate with GitHub, so I'm just going to log in. Go over to my workspace. Okay, and so I have a few things on here right now. So what we're going to do is create a new project, and it's going to source from a Git repository. And it's going to be the repository that we just created. So we just need to supply the URL for that repo, which is here. Hit OK. Okay, so now we have this RStudio session for our project, and it's already connected to our repository. You can see the Git pane here, and so we're ready to build our application. So we're going to do just build a few files. I'm going to build a global.r file. Build our UI.r file. And our server.r file. Okay, and so the application we're going to build is just going to be a simple web app that basically just pulls in some data from the American Community Survey and shows it on a map. And I already have all the code written for this, which is publicly available in a GitHub repository, so I can put that link in the video notes so you could actually replicate all of this yourself. Okay, so global file. Okay, so first we have to install all these packages that the app depends on, and so we'll just hit the install button, and RStudio is going to take care of it for us. Okay, so now all of our packages are installed, and we should be ready to go to run this app. So you can see all it's doing is showing this map of Marathon County, Wisconsin, where I live, and for each census tract, it's showing the median age. You click on it, and gives you some info about the block, and it's using the new map.gl package to build the map, and there's just a little selector here. So if I wanted to look at income, I could do that, and same kind of thing, and then just a little interactive Plotly graph to show the relationship between age and income across the different census tracts. So nothing too fancy, but a nice test app to see how easily it can be deployed. Okay, so it seems like the app's working fine, and we should be good to go to hopefully deploy it to Connect Cloud. So the next step, we have our code written, and now we just want to commit it now and push it back to our GitHub repository so that Connect Cloud can find it there. But the first thing we need to do, or I should say the last thing we need to do before making our final commit to Connect or to GitHub, is going to be to create this manifest.json file, which is going to basically lay out all the environment parameters that Connect Cloud's going to need to construct all of our package dependencies and environment that we're working in, to make sure that it can kind of rebuild that as it's deploying the application so it runs fine. And so luckily they make it extremely easy for you to do this. All you have to do is run one command. And so we first just have to install the rsconnect package, and then if we run rsconnect write manifest, it's going to go through and write that file to our working directory, and that covers everything we need. So now we go up to Git and push our code to GitHub. Alright, so now if we go back to GitHub and refresh our repo, we see all of our code is here, including our manifest.json file. So our first step of getting our code in GitHub is complete. And so now should be ready to go back to Connect Cloud. So if we go back here and hit our publish button, say we're going to publish a Shiny app, because you're authenticating with GitHub, it starts to have some IntelliSense of being able to read in different repo names and kind of guess things for you, which is super cool. I did have to, because I put this repository in our organization GitHub account, did have to say that I wanted Connect Cloud to also be able to access that account's repos as well. So anyway, if you go select a repository, you can just start selecting what repo you want and start typing it, and it'll eventually come up. So we want the Connect Cloud demo app, pulling from the main branch, and then the primary file, it's just if you have your whole app in a single R script, or in my case I have it separate global server and UI files, we just basically need to pick one. So I'll just go with the global one, and then it gives you the extra instruction to make sure that you built your manifest.json file, which was the last thing we did, and so we should be ready to go. That's all you have to do, and then hit publish. Okay, so then finish publishing, and looks like our app is up and running. Appears to be working just like we would have expected it to. And so, yeah, now it's we've published it and deployed it, and it's publicly available. So if we want to share it, you can just go up here and click this little button, and we got a link copied to the clipboard, and that's going to be a publicly accessible URL that will take you directly to our app. So if we throw that in the browser, and there we go.